take a look at this. Over here we have a cool water bucket project that I created myself at home, and you can do it too. We have a water level sensor that detects the water level and monitors it. We have a servo motor, and we also have an Arduino board that controls the entire project. So basically how it works is that when we pour water into this water bucket, if it crosses a certain threshold, a certain water level that I've programmed into the project, then the straw opens and water is released into the sink. And then when it reaches a healthy level, then the straw will close, as you can see right here. So once it closes, then we know that it's at a healthy level, and we can do this again. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Knowledge on Ears. And in today's video, we are going to be exploring a new sensor known as the water level sensor. So this right here is a water level sensor, and there's many different types of water level sensors out there, but this is one of the common ones. So right here you can see all of this black gray stuff. That's because the sensor is old, and that can happen because of corrosion, because of water. So what does this sensor do? Well, it detects the water level. It's right in the name. So if you stick it into a bowl of water and you connect it to the Arduino, it can tell you what level the water is up to because it produces, the output is an analog voltage. So basically the voltage tells us how high the water level is. And we'll get into that very soon. So what are the parts of this water level sensor? There's three main parts. So first, there's this LED right here where it says power. That's called the power LED. And basically, it lights up when it's connected to power. So it's very simple. It doesn't have any part in the actual process. Now this part right here, this black portion, that's a transistor. The actual name for it is the S8050 NPN transistor. And basically we know a transistor acts like a switch, and we'll get into that very soon as well. And this final part are these copper traces right here, the copper part. And that is what does the main part of understanding what water level it's at. So now, let's dive straight into how it works. So how does the water level sensor even work? So if you look closely, you can see that there are 10 copper traces right here, and they are separated by air. They are not touching. So half of these copper traces are connected to the power source. It's connected to wherever we're getting the current from. And the other half is connected to the base of this transistor. And we already know the transistor acts like a switch. So when there is no current passing through it, it's off. It's closed. And when there is a current passing through it, it opens. So basically, when there's air connecting this, when the sensor is dry and there's no water, it's an open circuit because there's air. The copper traces are not connected, which means that even if we're connected to power, nothing will pass through it and no output voltage will be generated. But on the other hand, when water touches these copper traces, when we submerge it into a bowl of water, let's say, we know water is a conductor. And so basically, when this touches water, it creates a conductive bridge between them and allows an electric current to travel through it. And that current enters the transistor and opens the transistor and allows a voltage to be generated because of the water. So when there's a higher water level, more current gets generated, enters the transistor, and an even higher voltage gets generated. So that's how it works. When there's a higher water level, more voltage gets generated. So the water level increases, the voltage increases, the output voltage. But the output voltage isn't just two states. It's not like high or low. It's not just two states. It's not a digital signal. It's an analog voltage signal. So there's so many different voltages that can be produced based on the water level, which is why we have an analog voltage that's produced in the end. So that's how our experiment worked too at the start. The water level sensor is there's a certain threshold in the experiment. And when it crossed that threshold, then we would open the straw, we would let it go down, and all the water would exit. And when it was at the perfect threshold, then we would close the straw and no water would leave. So that was basically what we did at the start. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to explain what a water level sensor is and how it works. Thank you for listening. Bye!